Oh, hold on. There we go. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. That's right. You're a good driver like Rain Man. You're like Rain Man. You're a good driver. What? Ow! Wow.
How close are they to completing this ship? Is it operational?
The morning stream. Save it for the French.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to TMS. It's the morning stream for July 10th, 2024. It's a Wednesday. I'm Scott, and that's Brian. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Scott. Hello.
Hi.
What was that? That sounded like you in that audio.
There was
watching
me.
somebody play a video game or something.
No, it was my wife. She was driving, and I made fun of her, and she punched me in the arm. In fact, you know how hard she punched me? Listen how I say ow. Listen to this. What? Ow. Whenever you end an ow with a ow, that means it really hurt. Well, anyway, she didn't say anything. She just spoke with her fist.
Excellent. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Sometimes that's the best response.
Yeah. It's good to be here, everybody. We're happy to be here on a Wednesday. Welcome to the program. We got all kinds of stuff lined up for you.
Yeah.
I'd like to register a complaint.
Okay. All right. We don't have our complaint music anymore. That
used to have it.
Like some sort of video game. Something like that.
Let's do, I don't know. Here. It's complaint music.
Excellent.
All right. Here's my complaint. The Apple Pencil's about the size of a pencil, right? It's like a normal little. Sure. This is not it, but this is a good example of facsimile thereof.
Representation. Yep.
Right. And I use it for an iPad Pro where I do a lot of art and stuff. And yesterday, that was one of those days where I had to get a bunch of things drawn and completed in between shows and stuff. We had DTNS yesterday. So it was a little bit hectic around here. And I would pick it up, work on it a little bit, put it down, do the show, whatever. And at one point, the pen was separated from its mothership and was hanging out over here somewhere. And the pencil is magnetic, as you know, right? That's great. That's where it charges.
Wirelessly just clips onto your iPad and boop, 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 and charges. Yeah,
it's great. And I like that a lot. Unlike the original design, which literally had you plugging in a cable into the tip of the thing, which was the stupidest thing they ever did.
Yeah, to keep track of this little tiny, like the cap, every time you took it off to charge it and plug it on there. And if you brushed against that thing, you were in danger of breaking off the lightning port or whatever it was.
Yeah, I was always paranoid about that the whole time.
Yeah.
And I know they had something at one point where you could pull it out and plug in a thing to the side. I don't know if that was the second model or whatever it was. But anyway, this is a new one, the Pencil Pro or whatever the hell they call it. And I was getting ready to take all my stuff up yesterday because I still had art to do after shows. I dropped the pencil. Not a big deal. Done that before. This pencil drops and rolls like you're supposed to in a fire, right? It goes, it stopped, it dropped, and it rolled. And it rolled toward this, this raising desk I keep complaining about that actually has way too sensitive of a button that makes it rise or fall.
Right.
So once again, this thing has reared its ugly head because the pencil hits the ground, rolls over toward it, and because the magnetism is so good on this pencil, it got sucked up into the leg of this table. Not leg, it's more like a T-shape. There's two. You know how what I mean,
right? Like it's like a little T-bar kind of thing. Yeah.
It rolled up under that T-bar and then went up into the T-bar because of the magnet, because that's metal.
Oh, okay.
And stayed there, and got up and behind a little metal lip that I couldn't reach into. And when I finally got this thing on its side, I'd take everything off of it. I had to tip it over gently. I'm cussing and being pissed the whole time. There's a glass top on this, like it's a total nightmare. I'm in there digging with my fingers. And I finally get that thing loose. I was so
Pry
angry.
it off. I
was so mad. And it's such a first world problem. I know that. So keep your emails to yourselves. But you know what I'm saying. It's really frustrating. I'm like, I got to get work done. And this table, the devil made this table. and sold it at Costco to its unwitting victims.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway.
God, I've never even thought about that. Like, the only thing I ever clip it to is my iPad. I've never even thought about, like, oh, yeah, this thing could, roll under the fridge. Even though it's got a flat edge to it, it still rolls pretty nice. That's a short, flat edge.
It is.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Yeah, it's just enough to be flat, flush against the side of the iPad, I guess.
Yeah, and it could easily roll under something like the fridge and require a massive ordeal like you went through to get it out. My gosh.
Yeah, it sucked. Wow. It was lame. So, there was a minute there where I'm like, this is such a pain that I may as well just order another pencil and flip this guy off.
Oh, no.
Like, at what point is it worth more to me to get my life back in order than me sweating and freaking out and yelling and swearing at a table while no one else is in the room? Like, it was so stupid. I just felt like an idiot.
Jeez.
Anyway, it all worked out, and everything's fine now. I'm never going to do that again. And I also put a little blocker right there.
Can you put like a tape across the open edge of that?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Standing desk.
I like that. I can't see it right now, but I have some of that great Carpenter's like thick green tape.
Yes. Yep.
That stuff's awesome. I could do that.
That stuff is great. And yeah, you can put that there. And that way, if it rolls under there again, at least it won't find purchase on the metal underside of your table.
In my frustration and anger, though, I was not thinking clearly. That would have been something to do while I had it tipped over.
Oh, while you had everything cleared off of it. Yeah, sure.
So now I got to go back. But yeah, that was dumb. The lesson is don't be fumble fingers and drop your pencils. Okay. It's a $200 or $129 device. It's not meant to fall and get stuck on tables. Still works though, so everything's fine.
Oh, of course, good. And you got a great charge from your table. So
that's right.
Good too.
That's right. Also, I have the other complaint is this is one directed at Apple. I really like the pencil in previous iterations from the first one on up till 2.0. It came with an extra tip in case you ever needed to swap tips.
Right.
The new one does not come with an extra tip. So it's
did you ever use the extra tip? Like, did you something happen to your?
Oh yeah,
you did. Okay,
yeah. Because
I've never had to replace it, but
it depends on it's your use case. Like if you're drawing it on all the time, the nub's gonna get rubbed down after time.
Yeah.
So I can get more tips, and that's fine. They're like not that expensive, but I'm still sort of annoyed by that.
Yeah.
So thanks, Apple. It's like charging bricks. They're like, we're not doing charging bricks and tips. We're done. We're out.
Right. Exactly. We figure, go buy your own charging brick. We'll give you a cable. You're lucky you get that. And
it's really annoying.
Yeah.
So there's that. Hey, we got a quick note here from Russell in Chicago who has this to say. Hey, Speed and Blitz. This is an email. He says, Overcast goes 3 times as well. He's talking about our people who listen to the show at 3X. He says, I prefer Smart Speed to close up the silence gaps and bump the speed up to 1.15 or 1.25, depending on the podcast. I used to do higher speeds, but decided to cut my library and enjoy each podcast at a more normal speed, says Russell. All right. The reason I read this is because I don't think we have a lot of gaps to cut here on this show.
No,
you know what I mean?
No, what helps is that we have the music playing in the background. Right now, behind our voices, there's a little bit of music. So even if we do pause, there's music playing back there that will register and not close up not have a silence gap to close up.
Yeah, but also we just never have. We're always talking,
Always talking.
Yeah,
never
unless like if people consider a gap to be like a quarter of a second, like. We just don't have big gaps.
Yeah.
So
I'm hyper aware of every gap, every pause that we're leaving as we're talking now.
It is it's almost an insult to the podcasting world because that's Overcast saying we assume that all the podcasts are going to have a bunch of stuttering amateurs. So we're going to give you an option. You know what I mean? We're going to give you an option to close the gaps just in case everyone sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, stuttering wouldn't be an issue because it's still noise being made. It's just long gaps, which again, if you've got a storytelling podcast, I brought up Dan Class yesterday, but Tim Coyne does this. Who was the anti guy? Gosh, Tina would totally remember the name. Another storytelling podcast, Lance Anderson. A lot of those Orange County podcasters who in the early days did these storytelling podcasts, and they would say, and then I saw her in the room.
Yeah, but see, in those cases, it's by design to have the gap.
It's by
adds
design,
to it.
exactly.
Yeah,
and that's where you don't want to take that out. But I you can do it depending on the show, right? You can say, oh, for all these shows, at least in Overcast, I have it set up to say 5 Honey by Midnight, do smart speed, close the gaps, but leave it at normal speed. I know, a lot of people yesterday were saying, we were talking about this. Obviously they can't do it for Coverville because that would kind of defeat the purpose of the music. It's like you're listening to music at 1.25 speed, and it's not even really, it's not speeding up the music. It's taking out chunks of the music to kind of close things up and give you just the loudest points of the music, kind of Evelyn Wood speed reading course or something.
All right. That's why I can't do this on Netflix or something. Same reason.
Yeah.
It's like it just sounds bad.
Oh, I forget that you can do that on Netflix. Yeah, I can't.
Netflix, YouTube, all those, they all do it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
No.
I'll tell you where I do like it. TikTok added an option. They don't even tell you about it. I did it by accident. If you're somewhere in the range of the left thumb area while you're in portrait, watching a TikTok video in portrait, and you thumb down and kind of this little blank space above the username and the start of the description, and not too high up though, like it's a super phantom zone. It doesn't really tell you where you're supposed to do this. But if you hold that while you're watching and you hold that down, if it's like a long, boring one or one you're trying to get to, if it's a fail video and you're like, hurry up and get to the fail, I don't want to see all this lead up. There's a button there you can hold, and it will kick it up to 2 times, maybe 3 times.
Really? And just for that one, like it'll go back to normal when you get to the next.
You don't even. It's not even toggable. You just let off. So you're only when you're touching it does it speed up.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so it's not like cool speed up until through the rest of this one, but no, it's speed up until I release.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's a nice feature on there because there's a lot of garbage on there you want to get through. And I don't trust longer videos on there anyway.
I have yet to find the not. So
there are lots of good accounts on there.
I know there are. I'm kidding. Shoujo's is the one that's like, no matter what, always watch Shoujo's. Yeah. But I get on there and I just can't. I have not got that algorithm programmed, and I can't take the time to do it because it's still like. Yeah.
What's worse is you got to claw yourself out of a bad algorithm turn. So I've had times where I like mine right now, feeds me stuff I like, but I will sometimes even by accident, a video come up that I would normally just flick through and never see again. But it'll come up and Kim will say, Scott, and I'll go, oh, what? And I'm not looking at it now.
And you'll hang on there a little bit longer than you mean to.
Yeah, it'll play all the way through, maybe twice because I'm not paying attention. And the algorithm goes, he sure likes that video. We should send him more of those. And then suddenly I'm inundated with these things. So then I have to do a lot of quick flicking to get past stuff I don't want. And then it settles back to my place, my happy place. All right. Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
I just need to take the time. I guess.
I mean,
or I don't. I mean, I'm perfectly happy getting my content from YouTube and a few things on Instagram and.
Yeah, you don't need it if you don't need it,
Yeah, I don't think I'm on Facebook enough because now when I do go on there, it's like, here's a post from a friend, here's an advertisement, here's a post from a friend, here's an advertisement, here's a post from and I think it's because I'm not on there enough, and they're like, oh, we need to catch up with Brian and really lay on the ads, or is that just what Facebook has become?
That's just Facebook. You go on there now. All I get is ads. I once in a while get something from people I care about. Mostly I get bullshit AI posts where it's like a cop coming out of the ocean with a Bible.
Oh, I saw that one. Yes, the Jolie Bible or the Holy Bible or something. Yes. And
then 9,000 comments from bots and real old people saying, "Bless you for this. What an amazing image. What a courageous thing."
Bible for that Holy Bible from drowning with your 17 fingers. Well done.
Yeah, I went pretty deep into reading about the dead internet theory. I don't know if you've looked at that much.
No, I have not.
A lot of it is Facebook based, but the idea is that Facebook in particular is just nothing but bots, AI generated garbage, and that's kind of it. Like it's actually just kind of running and no one's really there doing anything.
Gotcha. So dead internet meaning it is basically very few actual live humans using it on a regular basis compared to the number of bots and AI and all that sort of
Yeah,
thing.
and when real people do, they come in, they wade into the water of stupidity, and they see a thing, and they think, well, look, it's got 9 million likes, it must be good. I'll like it too. And like it's that stuff. Yeah. I think they're just, I don't know. I think the Facebook model has aged out, and now it's just a mess. But you should read about it. It's interesting. Dead Internet Theory is what you want to Google. It's
putting that on my my list right now, my to-do list. So cool.
Yeah, it's super interesting. All right. Well, did I get to his whole thing? I did. Thank you, Russell.
You did, yes.
Thanks for your email. You never know. Sometimes we branch out and we forget what we were talking about.
We do. We read the first 3 words of an email, and then we get down a rabbit hole and never come out.
Yep.
And we never get to the person.
But we're out now. And you know what that means. It's time for bringing another guy in here who's also out. And I don't mean that in the... I don't mean that in any particular way, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, Brian Dunaway, out and about. That's what I mean, out and about.
There you go. Very good. Very good.
Yeah. He's going to join us if he can.
He answers. Oh, there he is.
Oh, look what we got here. It's Brian Dunaway joining us. Hi, Brian.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Hey, man.
Hello, Mr. Dunaway.
What are you guys doing on this fine Wednesday? I can smell barbecue because we're having a festival very shortly, and all the food trucks just pulled up this morning, and there's a lot of barbecue.
What's the festival?
Oh, my God, that sounds amazing.
Where do you guys festing?
It's the Festival of Flowers, and it's pretty cool. We have all these topiaries that are sculpted like different things, like local mascots, and there's a King Kong out there on a building, rah! But he's all made out of plants and stuff.
That's actually pretty cool. I like we have a flower festival down in this place called Midway, and same thing. The food is crazy good.
Right.
I'm like, why don't you guys just call this food days or something? Forget about the damn flowers. Who gives a shit about the flowers?
Exactly. I come here for the flowers. Yeah.
Everybody's excited about the food trucks when they pull in. As a matter of fact, I think they kind of took over somewhat because we've had the Food Network down here before, and they always come down and try all the meats.
Yeah.
It's expensive too, man. It's like, hey, you want a band? And then you can just walk around to all the trucks and get whatever food you want or the samples. Okay, cool. How much is that? Like $40? Holy crap.
Are they
That's a lot of meat.
Are they when the Food Network comes down, do you guys get on TV and stuff? Do you get like a I don't know, part of some show?
Only if we're walking around in the background making stupid faces.
Okay.
But for the most part, they don't come down to my place and go, "Hey, you're near the meats. Let's talk to you." But yeah, if I'm out and about.
Sure.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I make stupid faces in the background.
Yeah, you do.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I make piggy faces.
Yeah.
You enjoying your barbecue?
Do you like push your nose up like
Yeah. Because I'm mature.
Do you say, "Can I have some"? Do you say that to them?
Yeah. Can I get some?
Can I have
Usually
some of that?
all I ever do is I walk around until I find funnel cake. I'm looking for funnel cakes. Anybody seen the funnel cake?
You're so skinny. How do you eat funnel cake and have it just disappear like that? What's your secret?
Well, the secret is only eating funnel cake once a year.
Oh,
yeah,
all right.
that's the thing. Yeah, moderation. No daily funnel cake. Just
No, that would be a bad idea.
Funnel cake.
Yeah, annual funnel cake.
Annual funnel cake.
I did not mean to say anal. Do
That's
not
a
make
totally
that a title.
different-
Oh, that's
My
a shame.
problem-
Nightbot's
my problem
down. That's a
is
shame.
that,
Nobody can support it.
That I have the annual funnel cake and the annual blizzard and the annual peanut butter parfait and the annual donut and the annual, great. I'm limited my funnel cake to once a year, but I've also limited 359 other, 364 other elements to once a year.
Sure.
Mine's a little less than that, but I do have like a quarterly apple fritter. So
I
it's a little
love
more
a good
often.
apple fritter. Here's
Yeah.
another one right there.
Mhm.
Give me a bear claw, a very almondy bear claw. I'm all in.
Honestly, I can't even picture a funnel cake right now. Everyone talks about those. I don't think I've ever had
Oh,
funnel
yeah.
cake.
They
Have
look
I?
like a
Squiggles.
donut drawn by AI.
There you go. It's a bunch of squiggles. You just take some batter, some good yummy dough, and you
Yeah.
put it in like a little squirter, like a ketchup or mustard squirter, and you just squirt it all around until it gets a flat and you pull it out and you put some sugar on it.
Okay.
Some,
So it's
powdered
kind of
sugar.
like a twisted donut kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like a donut,
Okay.
pretty much.
Yeah.
All right.
A plated donut.
It's a plate, exactly. Dusted, like you said, dusted with sugar. Sometimes jelly. Sometimes they'll jelly that business up.
Yeah, they'll jelly the business up. We don't get that around here. Come on.
Well, now it sounds good. Yeah,
You
they don't
put
do
that fruit on there.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, forget it. What is this? What is this? The North?
It's
all
more
right.
like New York City.
Actually, it's more like a Belgian waffle drawn by AI. That's what a funnel cake is. A Belgian waffle drawn by AI.
Well, here's what we need. We need anyone, Belgian or otherwise, to be our fourth caller today, so that you can participate. You can actually be on today. And what you do is you go into Discord, you send me a DM, and you say, "Hey, I want to be a part of today's stuff." And we'll take, whoever's fourth, we'll take you. We don't care who you are. If you've been here before, I'll still take you. If you're new, I'll take you. All right.
Well, I'm uncomfortable with this conversation.
We'll take you however we can get you.
Yeah, we'll take you wherever we need to go. All right, let's see who we have here. Oh, we have the fourth. Now we have a fourth person. This is going to be a new person, I think. Let's see. We're going to add them to the call.
I hope they're Belgian. I hope they're Walloon.
That'd be
Or
amazing.
Flemish.
Flemish, that'd be cool. They have no icon, so we're in for it here. Hi, who's this?
Ooh.
Nice.
Sold.
Well, hello. How are you?
Hey, Desold.
Desold? Desold? Does that mean you don't have a soul, or does it mean you're the soul? Like, how does it work for you?
Is your Kia Soul in the shop?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh,
There
you've been.
go.
You
Nailed it.
really, truly have been desold. You're also. It says
Yes.
you're playing Diablo 4, so that's a perfect name for a guy that plays Diablo. That's fantastic.
Yeah. I got it from Warcraft originally.
Oh, well, that'll work
Clever
fine.
clever play on words. I like it.
Excellent.
Yes.
Well, Brian Ibbett explained to Desold here how he may acquire additional video games in his life.
I will be happy to do that. It is time to play the Tadpooley Feud. I've surveyed the Tadpool on some nerdy topics, and Scott and Brian are going to have to predict the answers that they gave us. It is Scott and Brian's job to see how many of those answers they can guess. Desold, your job is more important than ever because you're going to decide if you're going to be working with either Scott or Brian. And if your team wins, you will derive a prize package that includes Eastside Hockey Manager and Observer. And some listeners might say, wait a minute, Brad, didn't you give those prizes away on Monday? And I would say, oh, man, you need some Claritin. And I would say, yes, we did. And Fizzgig, who won those, just started a new overnight job and is never going to have any time to play them. So we said, donate them back in the prize pool. Give them to the next winner.
Oh,
so that
very
is what
nice.
I'm doing.
That's cool. It's supposed
Saddest
to be
gamer story ever.
This is one of those. That Eastside Hockey Manager is one of those like hardcore sports sims. It's not like you're playing all the time. You're just kind of running a team and doing
Can I
a
be
franchise.
like Emilio Estevez though?
Yeah,
You
totally.
can, yes.
Yeah.
You're
Cool.
Stage one is drive out onto the ice.
Yeah, and you can completely you can name them that if you want. Name them whatever you want. It's your choice.
Yeah.
The ice ducks. I'm on it.
The
Yep.
ice ducks.
The ice ducks.
The
Awesome.
Cuttlefish. Call them that. Let's get to our game. You guys need a topic to be able to play. This was a fun one. I was really excited when I saw this one come up in the survey suggestion list, and so I put it in. Some people had problems with this, but we'll talk about that. 514 people answered, some of them with a, I don't know what you mean. But put your hands on your buzzers and give me your best answer to this. Name your favorite couple from a sci-fi TV show or movie. Ooh, Scott.
Wash and Zoe.
Oh.
Show me Wash and Zoe. Of course, we just watched Firefly, so that applies. I will finish the question for Brian, who then has 5 answers that will beat that one. Name your favorite couple from a sci-fi TV show or movie who met as part of the storyline.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I want to say Uhura and Kirk because I want to say Uhura and Spock. But hey, you can laugh if you want to. That was a changer. That was a game changer.
Sure was.
Sure was, absolutely.
But
show
really
me
a long-term couple. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Show me Uhura, as Scott would say, and
Uhura.
Kirk.
Oh, that was the first thing that came to mind, though. Oh, I got another one. Can I use another one?
No.
I'm just kidding.
No,
Go
you
ahead.
can't. But I'll tell you that Kirk and Uhura, we're number 33 in the list.
Aw.
That's low. I bet
Would you have piled that in with the Spock and Uhura? Can you tell me?
No, I would separate those.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So it might still be on there, is what he's saying.
Might
Could
still
be.
be
Yeah,
on
yeah,
there.
yeah,
You'll
yeah.
never know. Scott, that
And let's
means you
just say
Desold as a partner, and you've got control of the board.
Desold, do you have any big ones?
The only one I could think of off the top of my head was Han Solo and Leia.
Oh God, that's so good.
Damn it, that's a good one. Yes, let's choose
Luke and
that.
Leia.
Sure.
Luke and Leia.
Let's go with that one.
Yeah.
All right. Show me, of course, Han Solo. I love you. I know.
Yeah.
Number one answer on the board. Come on.
no
Easy
brainer.
peasy, lemon squeezy.
No brainer.
If you're a nerd and you didn't consider that for your cake topper for your wedding, what are you doing then?
I'm also guessing sci-fi is broad reaching in the tadpole, so it's probably more. There's probably more here than we think.
Is it frowned upon to have a Luke and Leia for your wedding cake? Is that? What if you only seen
I
the
think in the
first one?
South, there's a lot of Southern nerds who probably had a Luke and Leia on their wedding cake.
What if you never saw Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi and you just assumed?
Right, you just assumed you just saw that first movie. I love Star Wars. Never saw any other movies, but man, what a great couple, Luke and Leia.
Like we could go. Shit. I can't think of anything. Desold, you got anything
really?
else? Anything popping? I can't think. I mean,
I
I
have
can think, I can think of
Older one,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, it just popped in my head. But I mean, I guess it works. It's Lois and Clark.
Oh, that's not bad.
Ooh,
See, that's what I'm wondering is how far did they? I was also thinking of superhero stuff because I just don't know what the tadpole's going to think. Let's test that water and go with it. Let's say Lois and Clark.
All right. Show me Lois Lane and Clark Kent.
Damn it!
Oh.
Damn it!
I
All
like
right.
it, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's that probably actually helps for future answers because I don't know how far into that people would think sci-fi.
Yeah.
you know? So I don't know. All right, Brian, it's on you, buddy.
Back to you. Back to you, Brian.
I'm racking my brain going through the Star Trek universe, and every time I think of one of them, I'm like, wait, they ended up getting separated, then hooking up with somebody else. But I think maybe Riker and Troy may be up there. That's one of my favorite couples until the Klingon came along and there was a big fight.
You're right. Exactly. There's a whole thing. Yeah. All right. Show me.
Triangle.
Show me Space Camel Toe and can't sit on a chair properly. Yeah,
Space
number
Camel Toe.
7.
That's horrible.
Space Camel Toe.
Tied up the game, right? By the way, Brian and Scott both with 7 points.
All right.
Going into the next question here. Still 7 answers on the board.
No pressure.
There's so many smart ass answers here.
There are,
Yes.
and you know the tadpole is full of them. They're definitely full of it with smart answers.
But I would like you to follow this up later with favorite three-way relationships in sci-fi shows. I think those would be fun. So how about
Kirk and Solo and Leia, basically?
yes,
I was gonna
that would
say
be great.
you should do
Nailed it.
Chewbacca and Han Solo. Those
There
two,
you go,
what a
yeah.
lovely couple they are. Yeah.
Didn't say a romantic couple. It just says name your favorite couple. You
That's
know?
Right. All right. So I'm gonna keep. I can't stop thinking about Star Trek. They're so coupling there. Don't happen as much in Star Wars. But I'm gonna go with one of my favorites right now, Nurse Chapel and Kirk, and not the old ones. We're strange new worlds, right? Isn't that gonna happen?
I don't know. I like that you treat it like a secret, though. That's fun.
I do have a little crush on Nurse Chapel in the current the Strange New Worlds.
Yeah.
Show me Kirk and Chapel. Nope, but that was said as well. Really, only one person said it, but they were on the same wavelength as you. So tied for 38th place.
How do you feel about this maybe it's too far, but okay, so Desold, how do you feel about Mulder and Scully from X-Files?
That is a good one.
Even though I think they kissed or something.
That's a good one.
Yeah. It feels like a good jokey one, and it's kind of true. So let's do that one. Let's go with that.
Sure. All right. Mulder and Scully, forever immortalized in a Catatonia song. Show me Mulder and Scully. Number 9. Very good. Good points. Taking you guys up to 16.
I was worried there for a minute.
All the ones I could think of are very mainstream, so it's very not tadpool-y.
Yeah, it's hard, right? I mean, you can
Yeah.
say.
Got some top ones though.
Oh, how do I was just watching more. I was watching Futurama last night. How do we feel about
That is a good.
Yeah, Fry and Leela, I
Brian?
think.
Yes.
Let's do Fry and Leela. Let's do it. Thanks a
All right.
lot, Brian. But
Shut up, Brian.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you, Brian?
I'll
Shut
still,
up.
I already had it in my head, but I appreciate you vocalizing. It's not a problem.
Right.
What did I say?
No, not
No,
you.
I did
Dunaway,
it. I
Brian.
did it. I said Leela.
Yeah,
But
I
we
said-
determined this past week I got diarrhea of the mouth and I can't shut up. I'm
Yeah.
doing it right now. I'm going to shut up.
I said Ibbot when I meant Dunaway. That's why.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Like, what did I do? What did I say? All right.
Yeah.
Show me Fry and Leela. Number two,
Damn.
18 points for Scott and
That is
DeSold.
nice.
7 still for Brian Dunaway.
Nice.
Number 2.
2 strikes for each team left on the board.
2 strikes?
Jeez.
Oh, left.
Two
Left.
This was
strikes
a bad
left.
day
I'm
for
sorry.
me to
2
call
strikes
in.
left. Yeah.
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 2 strikes for left.
I'm not very good with this topic.
I picked the wrong day to give
Yeah.
up crack cocaine.
This is a good one, though.
I wonder. Let me think here.
Ooh,
Oh, you got,
I got
one?
one.
What do you got?
Homer and Marge.
Oh,
Ooh.
I mean, not really science fiction, but maybe.
Meh.
People are.
look.
True. Yeah, sci-fi fantasy.
It
yeah.
is the tadpole, though. I'm just saying.
Yeah. You.
Shut up, Brian.
Shut up, Brian. Yeah, shut up over there. Oh gosh, can we do?
Sorry,
how
Scott.
How about Vision and Wanda? How about that?
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
WandaVision, basically.
Yeah.
All right, show me Romanoff and Vision, because he really just has the name Vision.
Oh come on, that should be on there.
That was said by quite a few people, actually. Where is that? That was number 13.
Okay.
Not high enough to give you a bonus guess, but still high enough that people said it.
All right. What do you think, Dunaway? What do you got there?
Well, I've been watching a lot of Star Trek. So,
Oh, right. Maximoff.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Amy. Not Romanoff. Natasha Romanoff is Black Widow, not Maximoff. Wanda Maximoff. Right.
good job. I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
I
don't know Marvel shit.
One of my favorites. Do you think I'm just gonna go for it? Data and Tasha Yar. That could have gone places.
They only had sex
Totally.
the one episode, though, right? I don't want to help you. Never mind.
All it takes.
Yeah, forget what I said.
It's
More than
just so monumentally, one of those relationships that hits you, right?
Does it?
Right.
I don't know. It's a weird. I don't know. I never felt like the chemistry was really anything more than that weird episode where they weren't really in control of their own faculties.
Fine, Commander Janeway and Tuvix. You're going.
I love that one. I love that one.
Think of sci-fi things that you like and try and figure out if there are couples.
Fine. How about Chipotle and 7 of 9, 9 of 7.
I don't think Commander Chipotle and her got together, did they?
It's Chipotle. It's Chipotle.
Yeah, it's definitely Chipotle.
It's Chicote, but I love saying Chipotle.
Yeah.
So I'm going with fine. Scott's top. Yeah, the other one. Going with 7 of. Going with the Borg and Chicote.
All right.
All right. Show me Chicote and the Borg. No.
Aw,
All right.
Didn't even make the list. Like nobody even mentioned
Dadgummit.
that one.
So we haven't done anything in the sci-fi realm here, or excuse me, fantasy, because fantasy is included here, right? Or no?
The movie was a sci-fi TV show or movie, not fantasy.
So
No.
just fantasy.
Yeah.
okay.
There's some really good ones in like Lord of the Rings and some other
Sure.
stuff, and you could do.
Sure.
Yeah, I was going the Lord of the Rings route.
Yeah, same.
Oh,
That's what I was
smart.
thinking.
All right, so if we're stuck in sci-fi, assuming the tadpole stayed there pretty closely, who's the
Sci-fi
green lady
movie
and
TV couple.
who's the green lady in Guardians?
Gamora.
Gamora. Who is she? Oh, she was with
Star-Lord.
She liked the
Star-Lord.
raccoon.
Yeah, let's.
Like the raccoon.
Groot and what's his name maybe are in there, but let's go with Star-Lord and Gamora. Let's do that.
All right. Show me Star-Lord and Gamora.
Oh, really?
Third strike.
That's a really good one,
Brian
though.
has a chance to steal here.
But,
He needs
but do I?
12 points to win.
Yeah.
There are 5 answers still on the board.
Oh.
Have you run out of Star Trek guesses there, Brian?
No, because I never did say Troy and Worf. And as dumb as it seems to have it on there, there's 3, 4, and 5. Come on, what am I not thinking of?
And
What
8 and
big-
10, by the way. 3,
Well,
4,
I know,
5,
I
8.
know. 8
Oh,
and
I
10,
see what you're saying.
8 and
Like
10s
common
are,
answers, 3, 4, and 5. Yes.
There's at least
right.
3 and 4 that was pretty common. Over 20
Yeah.
people said it, right? Like
Mm.
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Jesus. What am I missing? Who am I missing in the sci-fi world?
Did Chipotle and his captain ever get it on? Did they ever have a moment? I don't think they did.
There was a lot of stress and tension there, but I think it was more workplace. I don't think
she
that
didn't,
was
she
the
didn't
thing.
gently caress his tattoo and
No, and I'm trying to think of Deep Space Nine. There was a couple of, but nothing serious. Not like the Next Generation. They got really busy
Yeah.
on the Next Generation. They
Sure.
were really tight.
Sure.
Commander Chipotle, please report to my ready room with chips and guacamole.
That is
Right. Maybe I should go wait. Maybe I should look at the chat room. Let's see what they got here.
Commander Paris. I didn't say Commander
you guys
Paris.
are idiots, not this kid. That's a really good one, actually. Oh, Doctor Who and Rose. That's a great one. You know what?
the
Out of act of desperation, I'm going to the chat room.
All right.
Okay.
Desperate.
All right.
Do it.
All right. Show me the Doctor and Rose.
Oh,
No,
come
it's
No.
a shame.
That was a good
Oh.
answer.
Yeah, that one. That is a really good answer. Rose Tyler and the Doctor, number 31 on the list. Really surprised more people didn't say that one. But there you go. Congratulations going to D Sold. You won the game. Let's see what
Nice.
these other answers are that
Thank you.
come from things not in the Star Trek universe. Number 3. Holden and Naomi from The Expanse.
That's a good one.
Oh, I
Yeah.
never watched The Expanse.
You
Yeah, me
need
either.
to. It's so good. You need to do it. It's so good. Such a
Yeah.
great series.
It really is. The Star Trek one you didn't mention, and I'm surprised you it sounded like you were on your way going down this road when you're talking about the Klingon. But you didn't mention this pairing.
Dax. Damn it.
of a-
Worf and Jadzia Dax.
Yeah, man.
Shoot.
Of course.
It's a good
that
one.
was the Deep Space Nine, so couldn't think. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he was into a worm, really, is what that
Well,
came into.
Into an old man, right, old man?
Yeah, old man worm. That's what Worf was
man
into.
worm.
Yeah, if you're ever like,
Yeah.
hey, Worf, what's your sexual preference? Old man worm, he'd say.
Old man worm.
Yeah,
Anything else is without honor.
yeah, that's right.
Let's
have
go
no
to number 5. Let's go to the movies for the next 3. Neo and Trinity.
Oh, that's a great one.
Damn it.
yeah.
Damn
I
it.
was gonna say that, but with the chat, it's kind of like you don't know.
Yeah,
It was one of the mainstream ones.
yeah, yeah. That's a good one though.
Get your multi-pass ready for number 8.
Oh, damn it. Lilu.
Corbin
One of my
Dallas and
favorite
Lilu.
movies.
Okay,
Yes.
that's a
Great
good
one.
one. Well done.
And a romance that started on a planet full of trash. Eve and Wally.
that is
For number
great.
10.
Oh,
I never felt that great about the Eve and Wally relationship.
Really? I did. I
Why?
think they're
Did you
fine.
think-
They're
Did
good
you
together.
think she was out of his league or what? What's
she was
the...
she was a little bit of a user, you know.
Oh.
Wally's just a little
Wow.
trash guy.
Okay.
You know,
All
a
right.
little bit of a.
I feel
Never
like
felt-
I feel like she lowered her standards for, and it was
Oh,
'cause
absolutely. That
you
was
know.
the problem.
Sure.
you think
It's
trash
just
trash should stay in its lane. That's what you're saying.
No,
just a
I'm just
sanitary
saying-
worker and
Yeah.
hot smooth
Hot
flying
smooth.
robot. Hot
She's
smooth,
so
smooth and convincing.
smooth.
Let's look at what your other what people said below on the list. Below her,
Below
John
on the
Crichton and
list.
Aaron Sun from Farscape.
that's
Paris
great.
and Tom Paris and Belana Torres from Voyager was on
That's
the
a good
list
one.
there. Luke and Leia did make it to number 15,
That
by
is
the
so-
way. Good job, you guys. Simon and Kaylee from Firefly. Adama and President Rosalind from Battlestar Galactica. The earlier mentioned Mork and Mindy, number 18. Worf and Troy, number 19. Anakin and Padme, number 20.
What a
Would you-
tragic. This is great. That's
Brian-
a great love story.
What'd you say was 11? Sorry, I missed what 11 was.
Oh, 11 was John Crichton and Aaron Sun from
Okay.
Farscape.
All right, so that would have been our bonus.
That would have been your
Thing.
bonus guess.
Yeah.
Yep. John Sheridan and Delenn from Babylon 5. Buffy and Angel.
Well,
One of my favorites, Dave Lister and Christine Kachansky. Fitz from Red Dwarf.
Oh, right.
Fitz and Simmons. Fitzsimmons from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Gaius, Baltar, and Caprica 6.
you think?
Jake Sully and Neytiri from Avatar, Michael Burnham and Booker from Star Trek Discovery, Peter Bishop and Olivia Dunham from Fringe, Picard and Crusher, another Star Trek one right there, Starbuck and Apollo, Aziraphale and Crowley from Good Omens. I love that one. Miles and Keiko, another Deep Space Nine one there. Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl, Sawyer and Juliet from Lost. I don't know, we had a Sawyer and Juliet. A few people said that one. A few people said Charlie and Claire. No one said Desmond and Penny, which I think is the true love story
answer.
from Lost. That's that I feel like is the she's his constant. Tony Shalhoub and the alien girl from Galaxy Quest. 2 people said that one.
That's actually a really good one.
Yeah. Let's
Alien
see,
girl. That was the girl with the big eyes. She's hold on.
Yes.
What's her name?
Yeah.
She has a great name.
Jesus.
It's
the actress.
Yeah. We always bring her up.
Missy Pyle.
Missy
Yeah.
Pyle. That's it.
Hi, Cor.
That's awesome.
A.B. Pond and the Doctor. Aragorn and Arwen. So there's, somebody did say that one. Jeremy Renner and Amy Adams in The Arrival, or in just Arrival. Let's see. Cisco and Yates. Bill and Frank from The Last of Us. Disappointed that only one person said that. I wanted that one to be like up in the top 10 because I love that one.
This really could have just been Star Trek relationships.
It really
me.
could.
As many as there are.
Because then we get to Janeway and Paris, Kirk and Spock, Kirk and the Green Chick, Kirk and Nurse Chapel.
Hold on.
Chandler and Monica. Somebody did not understand the assignment.
Paris and Janeway had a thing. I didn't know Paris and Janeway ever squared up.
I don't know if they ever did. Yeah. Okay.
They had it was like a low simmer. It was there. I feel you.
Okay. All right.
I never.
Except for
Finn and
Janeway's
Isaac in the
poor her poor husband.
Who was her? I don't remember what his deal was. Remind me.
Paris or the husband?
The
When
husband.
they first. Oh yeah, she's just like, I'm out. You remember that? That was
No.
like the whole rub. That's how that series started.
I don't remember that at all. That's weird. I've seen that series through a few times, and I don't remember a husband
Yeah.
for Janeway. All right.
It was like a discussion that she was out, right? I'm remembering that correctly, right?
I don't know.
Lose my mind.
I don't
Am
know.
I having a
Ask
stroke
me.
right now? All right.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah. You having a stroke? Do you smell toast? Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
I smell toast, but I am making toast, so it's
so
hard
it's
to say.
appropriate.
Ding.
Deckard and Rachel from Blade Runner.
Oh,
the
that's a
original.
good one. Yeah.
Somebody just replied, I don't watch sci-fi for the mochi stuff.
Well, that's
What do you
good
watch
him.
it for?
Yeah. What are you watching
I mean,
for?
who does? But you still can't argue that they're, Luke or Han and Leia have a thing going on.
Well, plus every one of these examples, though, everything you've read, the point of the thing, either the TV show or the movie, is not
It's not the
romance.
relationship.
No, it's never
Exactly.
that. There's a whole other thing. It's just a little side part. It's part of humanity. That guy
There you go.
is wrong. He's wrong.
Yep.
I'll just say
You
it.
have to have humanity in space, right? How do you? That's the whole thing. Are we still human if we're exploring space in the future and stuff, right? That's
Exactly.
always a big question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well said, Brian. Dunaway.
Do we
last
poop?
couple here,
Who
if
knows?
I'm going to do any more. Katniss and Peeta from the Hunger Games. Mando and Grogu. I love that one. Rick and Michonne from The Walking Dead. Ned and Chuck from Pushing Daisies.
Ooh, I love Pushing Daisies.
I guess it's kind of sci-fi. All right. That's
Kinda, yeah.
adjacent.
Fantasy, sci-fi.
Ripley
kind of
and
thing.
her cat, and Ripley and the Xenomorph,
Oh,
both each getting
that is
getting
great.
a vote.
Ooh, and in Alien 4, she full on had the duty with the queen there. Yeah.
Not wrong.
Right, true, yeah. Good
Yeah.
point.
They made a baby.
Rory and Amy Pond. There you go. That's the more appropriate
you
one. Sarah Connor and Kyle Reese. Very much part of the timeline. Scott Pilgrim and Ramona Flowers. Any other good ones here? Tara and Willow from Buffy. Good choice there. Trip Tucker and T'Pol from Star Trek Enterprise.
Oh, man.
And
I don't remember any of that.
and Tom Holland and Zendaya.
Oh, okay. So Chani and Paul Atreides. We'll take that one. That's good.
It's close enough. Yeah, they didn't say Timothy Chalamet, but Tom Holland. So Spider-Man and Chani. Yes.
Oh yeah, I always
Combination of
yeah,
Spider-Man
you're
and
right.
Chani.
I read a thing the other day that made me happy. Apparently on set they had to, when they weren't doing scenes together, they had to keep Chalamet and Zendaya away from each other because they were pranking they were just cracking up and doing
really?
pulling jokes and being dorks, like just acting like a couple of siblings. constantly on set, and it made me very happy to hear that. That's what you want. You go to a hot desert to film a thing, goof around, have a good time. Enjoy yourselves.
Absolutely. Yeah, kill time in the desert. Well done. Good job.
Good job, everybody. We have a winner, and that means this.
Congratulations.
You win, and all of those codes that Brian mentioned, the two of them anyway, for Eastside Hockey Manager and Observer, will be in your direct message Discord here shortly, if it isn't already. So enjoy those games, and may all your souls be deed, I guess.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, All
right, man. We'll see you later. Hey, Brian Ibbett. Or Dunaway, I mean. I've done it twice now. I keep doing you guys back and forth. This Friday, you and I are going to be getting together and talking about, skating around town and doing graffiti.
Getting on our inline skates, doing some jet grind radio if you're in the U.S. or jet set anywhere else. And jet set future, I'm going to try to see if I can play a minute or two of that on my Xbox. That's still retro for me, man. 2002, I think.
Yeah.
Come on.
02. It's a long time ago. I forgot they put it on there. That was a interesting reminder for me. But if you have any,
the superior of the two games. I'm just saying, arguably.
If you have any love for turn of the century Sega business, you're going to want to tune into this one. So do and find us at 1:30 Mountain Time over at frogpants.tv. That's on Friday. And it'll also be on the podcast after, of course. So get it however you want it. Brian Dunaway, is there anything else you'd like to tell the people at home before I cut you off?
Yeah, my toast is burning, and I need some barbecue.
Oh, well then go get it and flour it up, buddy.
No, you.
Bye. All right. Fantastic work. It is time to... maybe we'll do a quick news story.
Okay.
I think I'll do a fast one. Here we go. This very fast, minute or so long news story brought to you by
Tadpooler Leon has a new single out. It's called Studio 8G, inspired by 8G Band from Late Night with Seth Meyers, who are disbanding at the end of the summer due to budget cuts at NBC. Boo! Available on all streaming platforms this Friday. Links can be found at https:// why am I doing all that? Leonimuz.com. That's LEONIMUZ.com. You met him at TMS Vegas. Now listen to his music.
Check it out. A Korean robot committed suicide after a year in public service. I think I saw this Animatrix segment. Anyway.
Yeah, I think I saw this episode of the Daleks versus the Doctor.
Sure feels like it. Says South Korea's city council says its robot administrator killed himself by jumping down a flight of stairs last week. Local media is now mourning the loss of the country's first suicidal robot. According to witnesses, the robot had been circling in one place for some time before jumping, indicating that something had gone wrong. But the circumstances of the incident are still under investigation.
Oh, no. Do they think foul play was involved?
Well, they got to rule it out, Brian. They got to rule out the foul play.
Yeah.
The robot was one of the first such creations to be hired by the mayor's office. Since August of 2023, it has been helping employees with daily document delivery, advertising, and providing information to local residents. The robot was created by Bear Robotics. It has its own civil servant card, works standard hours, 9 to 1800. Unlike other similar robots, this one served several floors at once and could call an elevator to get them, to get them on its own. I don't know what that means.
To get to them.
To them. I missed the two. South Korea is one of the most robotic countries in the world, according to this article. The International Federation of Robotics says that as well. They say there is one industrial robot for every 10 workers. That actually is kind of crazy.
That is. That's amazing. Wow.
It says here they have no plans to hire a secondary replacement or any kind of robot administrator replacement. So, goodbye. Farewell, dear robot.
I mean, aren't we thinking malfunction, didn't realize where the stairs were, got its little map and its head screwed up and started making its way down a hallway that turned out to be a staircase.
Yeah, 100%. It hurled itself based on bad data.
It's not AI deciding, I'm tired of this work. I feel like I'm going to be doing this forever.
Yeah, goodbye, cruel world, and then hurl itself off a 5-story building. No,
we have one at the sushi place near us, a robot that brings your order and walks you to your table and stuff like that, rolls you to your table, basically.
To take orders at all? Like if you...
No, they still have a person that comes around to take the order and to deliver the bill and stuff, but from the kitchen they can say, all right, put stuff on the tray, boop, beep, boop, 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 deliver this to table 22, and it goes around and then gives you a little smiley face, and you take your food off the tray, and there you go.
Nice. Well, that's the future. Everyone embrace it. That's going to do it for the news. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Tom Merritt will be here for a little tech time. Got big Samsung stuff happening today, so we'll see what's going on there. As well as Recommentals. Randy will be joining us. That's right. Nicole's still on vacation and recovering from falling in the river.
Poor thing.
Yeah. Hope everything worked out. I guess we now have that in common. I also fell off a thing in the Colorado.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. That very river.
Wow.
Yeah. I've shared.
Wow. I've done rafting. I did the rafting thing once, and I stayed on the boat the whole time.
You're better for it. I felt like an idiot.
Just had a lucky, is I think from the sounds of it.
That's right. So before we do all that, we need a song. Can you do that for us?
Sure. How about an artist named Bones Owens? Ooh, very cool. He's got a brand new album called Love Out of Lemons. Comes out this Friday, July 12th. Look at that. I'm totally giving you guys an advance with just a couple days to get the whole album. That's the best kind. He's going to be performing on album release day at Eastside Bowl in Nashville, and performing Summer Skin on Today in Nashville during release week. And then he's going out on tour with Blackberry Smoke, Elle King, and the Steel Woods. So really good lineup for those shows. Let's get it on with a song called Get It On. Here's Bones Owens from Love Out of Lemons.
Greetings, traveler from beyond the fog.
I'm just following common etiquette, you moron!
And we're back. Tell me who that was again, please.
Sure. That's a guy named Bones Owens. Got a brand new album coming out this Friday called Love Out of Lemons. That's the first single. It's called Get It On.
Yeah, man. Why not? Get it on, get it in, get it out. Whatever you got to do.
Good thing to do.
All right, we're going to call Tom Merritt, and we're going to learn of tech. All right?
He speaks of the tech.
We speak of the tech.
We want Tom.
And we do want Tom. It's Tom Merritt, everybody. He is here to join us for a little tech time talk. And it's a big day for Samsung lovers, I assume. I don't know what's going on yet, but I guess that's happening soon, right, Tom?
A long list of some Samsung lovers.
Yes. I mean, they're out there. I'm not kink shaming anybody, all right? It's fine. You do what you got to do, people.
Samsung lovers. Feels like a 70s soul song.
Yeah.
I was trying to fit it into Taylor Swift's Blank Space.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Got to make it modern, I like
not lover. Interesting.
Yeah.
Samsung
Samsung
lovers.
I'm insane.
That's right. So has it already happened, this thing, or are they still? It's still coming.
It happened in Gay Paris this morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time, and it lasted just a little longer than an hour and didn't announce any big surprises. We got a new Samsung Galaxy Fold 6, which, if you always thought the Fold was a little weird aspect ratio, they widened it a bit, so it's a little better. Samsung Galaxy Flip 6 as well, which brings a few more widgets to the cover screen. There's a new watch, the Galaxy Watch 7, and the Galaxy Watch Ultra, which is kind of a competitor for Apple's Ultra, being a little more rugged. It can handle 10 atmospheres of pressure, so you can go 500 meters underwater or 9,000 meters up into the atmosphere before it explodes.
Wow.
There's also the Galaxy Buds 3 and the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro. Those are new earbuds. They look a lot more like Apple's earbuds now. And then there's the new Galaxy Ring, the Samsung Galaxy Ring, which makes Samsung the first of the big tech companies. There's Oura and a bunch of others out there, but the first of the big tech companies to bring their own smart ring. That'll do optical heart rate and skin temperature sensors, so it can do sleep tracking, it can do menstrual cycle tracking. It can also automatically detect walking and running. You do have to pair it with a Samsung Galaxy phone, though. You're not going to buy this ring if you don't have a Samsung phone. But if you do, it can do double pinch to take photos or dismiss alarms.
Nice.
Oh,
So like you said, a lot of this was already, there weren't a bunch of surprises, a lot of iteration and stuff. But yesterday, we had this whole conversation on DTNS about who foldables are for, what is that
Razr,
format for?
Razr is out too with that little flip phone format. Yeah.
Right. So I've been thinking a lot about that, and I think one of the ways they get me is, at least for me to find use cases, is if they go larger, and that's what they've done here. They've gone wider. with the flagship device, and that's interesting to me because I guess as much as these have already been around, we're still sort of being fiddly with what's the perfect ratio of fold to full size to
stop you right there.
Yeah.
Samsung's late to the game on that. Honestly, the Pixel Fold, the OnePlus, the Honor, like pretty much every other one of the book foldables, like like that just kind of fold open like a book, have hit on the make it look like a phone when it's folded, and then have it open into a mini tablet size when you open it. So I don't know why Samsung's form factor has lagged behind on that. It's still not exactly as wide as the competition out there, frankly. But yeah, it's getting better. And so yeah, if you're like, oh, I've been waiting on the Samsung one though, I want the Samsung one, then now this one's going to look a little less weird.
I just wonder how much pressure there might be at any of these companies to make a an aspect ratio that's somewhat in the standardization space of either 4:3 or 16:9 or something like that, so that media content and all that other stuff can just sort of naturally fit there and not have giant thick bars and all that. I mean, I guess it depends on your use case, and they're not really aiming for.
I think most of them do. It was like I said, it was Samsung that was kind of wonky on that. Although, really, I mean, your candy bar, your non-foldable phones don't really have the perfect aspect ratio, but you can still have the video fill up the screen.
That's true,
and that's true for the foldables too. When you open them and go full screen, you don't really think about it.
Yeah,
any more than you do with a tablet. Like tablets aren't always exactly 16:9 or anything.
Yeah, I finished my Recommental on one last night, and I said to myself, why isn't this tablet 16:9? And then I realized I actually don't want that because for the art stuff I do, I like more height than I do width.
Same reason you don't want your monitor to be always 16:9, right? Wide monitors have become huge because you can put more stuff on them.
That's right. Looking at one right now, and I got you way over here. And look at this. Look at the real estate we got now, everybody.
Wow.
Well, that's interesting. Today, you'll break that down. I know you got some awesome guests on that'll help you do that, and that's exciting. Exciting stuff for.
Yeah. We got Wenpei Dao from Android Faithful. We got Rob Dunwood from the Tech John, and of course DTNS coming in a day early because he's a big Samsung Galaxy user. So we'll be breaking down all of this stuff. And not going into the specs, you can read those for yourself, but going into the use cases, like how is this better? Is it better? Is it any different? Samsung raised the price on the Fold and the Flip, so you're going to pay more. You're going to pay $100 more for the Fold. Is that better? Samsung would argue it's got the better integrated experience. They kind of make an Apple-like argument with that. And so we'll talk to Wen and Rob about exactly that.
Someone in our chat just said, where is this? Incredible Sausage says, I like making an ultra-wide monitor go vertical. I kind of want to see that, dude. Like a big old, tall one right here.
Yeah, I've seen people do that. Not the curved ones.
No,
but Eileen has done that, where she took the long monitor and turned one like that and one like that. So one was horizontal, one was vertical. She didn't like it. She went back to normal.
Yeah, I kind of wonder. I wonder what the use cases. I mean, coders, I think, would probably really like it.
Yeah.
Some of the code.
You have long scrolling things like that.
Yeah, I'll have to
We
mess
used to
with
have who made it, the Radius. There was a manufacturer that made the Radius, and it just had a hinge on it, and it had a sensor inside it that as soon as you turned it, it readjusted everything automatically on the fly.
Yeah. Just like a phone, right? It was like an accelerometer.
Right. ViewSonic Radius, maybe? Can't remember who made it.
Maybe it was ViewSonic. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It's I remember these were a big deal for a while.
Yeah.
And they were made just for that use case, but nowadays you can just kind of rotate whatever and make it work.
Exactly.
Tom, I'd look forward to all the coverage that will happen over there. Daily Tech News Show happens today at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, so do check that out. That's 1 p.m. Pacific for those on the east and the West Coast. Anything else going on in your life that we should know about?
Yeah, there is the daily newsletter that I send out. So if you miss me on a show, or if you listen to a show and you're like, I love that DTNS is compact and structured, but I want to hear a little more of what Tom thinks about this, because I know some of you have said that. You can get that every day delivered right to your inbox. It's the free freetechnewsletter.com. Free once a week. That's why it's called Free Tech Newsletter. Also easy to remember, freetechnewsletter.com. And if you upgrade to the paid subscription, you'll get it Monday through Friday. So go check that out, freetechnewsletter.com.
That sounds fantastic. It is Tom Merritt, everybody. We'll see you later. Have a fantastic day.
You too.
Bye now. May all your Samsung coverage be good. I don't know. That's fine. Like whatever. Yeah. I do like it when another event comes around and people can start going, oh, this is just iterative. There's nothing really new here. And I'm like, yeah, how does it feel to be an Apple fan? Like, same thing.
Right, exactly.
You give a shit every time.
It's always the complaint levied at our events when we see them. Yes.
Yeah, we're on a curve, and that curve is...
I say R, but, Apple events.
Yeah, sure. Apple events. I mean, we like to take possession of our Apple events. That's fine.
Our Apple events. Absolutely right. This is my Apple event. This is your Apple event.
Yeah.
There are many like it, but this one is mine.
And that one is yours. And this one is Tim Cook's. All right. Hey, what do we have here? We have a guy, and he goes by this.
Well, what do you recommend?
That guy's name is Randy Jordan, and he joins us here for Recommentals on a beautiful Wednesday. Hello, Randy.
Good morning stream. I'm a guy.
You are a guy. Yeah.
You are. Standing in front of another couple guys just wanting him to love our movies.
For the last 3 months of my life, if someone says, we're guys, you have to start singing the Dirtman song. So I'm like, I'm a guy.
Yeah.
We're guys.
Yeah, we're all guys. And I'm happy in this case to be a guy because it means camaraderie and closeness for guys. We need that. Look, women, we love you, but sometimes guys need guys. Okay? All right.
Yep.
Randy, we're going to do Recommentals with you. No Nicole today. She's on vacation, but she'll be probably back next week. We're going to start, though, with Brian Ibbett, as we always do. Brian, you have a little setup here, I think, for your clip.
I do, and this is an interesting take on a thing that we've seen a couple times before, things that I've actually recommended a couple times before, but this one has some interesting differences, and I can't wait to talk about it on the other side of this audio. I guess you're going to hear somebody discovering rules for a game.
Oh, all right. Here we go.
Please hand in all your clothes, accessories, and all other personal items you may possess. Then we request that you please change into the uniform we have provided. In front of all the cameras?
I have overheard 1,000 hours of Korean television in my living room. I've overheard it.
Yeah.
And I can tell exactly the instant I hear someone English overdubbing Korean.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Sure.
Why is that? I don't get that.
I think there's just a certain, I think the translation seems to come up the same, right? You recognize certain words and phrases that only seem to come from an English dub of a Korean show.
Okay. All right. I'm not complaining. I just think it's a very interesting little thing.
I thought that sounded really good. It didn't sound like a dub to me. I was impressed.
It was it was a dub, as a matter of fact, and yes, indeed, a dub of a Korean show. This is a show called The 8 Show. And if you're saying, Brian, isn't this just another Squid Game thing? Or what was the other one I watched? Alice in Borderlands? Well, these things are all very similar, right? Squid Game, you started with 100 people, and the game ends when only one person is left. Alice in Borderland, we should be getting a new season of that pretty soon, is like the entirety of Japan is turned into a virtual game field. And that one's really, really good, and that one's seasonal, so we should be getting, like I said, more episodes of that. This one, this actually only has 8 contestants, and the game ends when one person dies. So very different situation. This is kind of a dark comedy thriller version of kind of that Squid Game dynamic. The premise is that 8 people are picked and invited to participate in a game where they are sequestered away in a building that has 8 floors, 8 levels, and there's one bedroom on each of these 8 levels, but they don't contain a bed, they don't contain a toilet. You just basically have a big open area with some like weird playground equipment and these stairs that go up to these 8 levels. And this kind of turns into Squid Game. My initial thought on this thing was it's Squid Game meets Yellow Jackets, because
okay.
they're trapped in this kind of almost like this kind of castaway situation where the only thing that's really provided for them is food and water.
Mm.
Everything else they either have to kind of create on their own or buy. And your $5 pack of cigarettes costs $500, or the equivalent in Korean money, won, I think it is. Taken out of your prize package. Now, some interesting things. The way money accumulates per player in this one, as opposed to one big prize package that's shared between everybody. And it's all determined by some mysterious force that they have to figure out what is causing their prize money to go up, and how they control it, and how much time they still have left in the game. These are things that they all have to figure out. What they don't plan on is that these levels turn into a little bit of a caste system, a little bit of a high class, a hierarchy. Very much like that. What was that show, Scott? The movie with the food platform that moves down below levels?
Is
it
it
just called?
Not platform. It's like that though.
Was it called Platform?
But it's one with
Wasn't
the
it a
big cement
platform?
thing full of food. It was Spanish.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that
And
movie.
as it lowers down, that also determines kind of hierarchy, class level between the two. Yeah, Next Level Chef is the game show that was based on that.
Yeah.
Based on that.
I can't remember. Was it just platform? I think it
the
might
platform.
have been the platform.
It is the platform. Okay. All right. Wasn't there a platform show with a platform called Platform something?
I love that show, that movie.
But the hierarchy that starts coming from this, even though it's just 8 floors, you start to see this thing develop. And that's kind of where the Yellow Jackets thing comes in even more, is that on Yellow Jackets, the show about the soccer team that crashes in the mountains and a few people die, which can also be called Dead Lasso. They develop this hierarchy between them, this caste system between them. And same thing happens with the 8 show. It's actually not bad. I'm not going to rave about this and say, oh my God, you have to watch this. This is really good. If you like Squid Game, this feels like it's going to be right up your alley. If you like kind of a different take on this kind of very common Korean style of sci-fi thrillers like this, then I think you'll appreciate this. I will warn you, it's a lot violent. There's a lot of violence in this thing.
That sounds great.
And for a dark comedy, a surprising amount of violence, hence the dark in dark comedy. And not super comedic, other than who these people are and what they become over time. I will say also that this thing also throws in a lot of those weird on-screen visuals like we've seen on FilmSack recently, with things like Crank and was Crank? I think Crank might be the most recent version of this, where like things that the people are talking about appear on screen as like overlaid numbers and scores. Like you heard the bell ring in the clip I played, where as he's talking about the intercom and the change into the uniform, and there's like a ding, and it kind of shows you what he's figuring out as he's figuring things out.
Sure. I like that stuff. I usually think things like Scott Pilgrim are maybe a better example of what I like versus what I don't. But what can be done right.
Yeah, and Scott Pilgrim, if that's a level 10 of that sort of thing, this is like a level 5 of that sort of thing, as far as how much they use it. As you could probably guess, there are 8 episodes. It is the 8 show after all.
It would be fun if that was different. I don't know why.
Yeah. The 7 episodes of the 8 show.
Yeah.
And there is kind of oh my God, the opening, all right, I'm going to suggest something. If you want to get a feel of what this show is, go to YouTube and watch the opening credits. It's Mr. Lonely by Bobby V or Bobby Vinton. I can't remember who did it, but it reminds me so much of the Yellow Jackets intro, that is like a mix of bad VHS and weird visuals and torn paper and blood or something sizzling in a pan or something like that. If you want to get an idea, if you're on the fence on if you want to watch this or not, watch the intro to the 8 Show on YouTube, and then you'll have a better idea of what this thing is.
All right. I'm curious.
But Netflix, the 8 Show, and it's our new Squid Game like.
Nice.
Okay.
I think there's room for more of that, you know?
I'm digging it. And I really liked Alice in Borderland too. I think that's a really cool take on a similar premise, even though that's Japanese.
Yeah, I'm excited about the I can't think of the name, the director all of a sudden. Who made Seven? What's wrong with me?
Finch.
David
Fincher. David Fincher. Yeah.
David Lyncher. It's weird in my
David
head.
Lyncher.
David Fincher's got an American English spoken version of Squid Game coming out. There's some confusion about it. Some people think it's a remake, and it's not. It's if you watch Squid Game, you know that world that's them in Japan doing the Japanese game. Yeah. But they're all over the world. They're happening everywhere.
Right. You're introduced to a whole Illuminati of squid masters.
Yeah. So what I can tell, or from what I can garner from all of this, is Fincher's producing the one that would be, the game that's being held in the United States. So still same universe, not new, not just retelling the story, but like here's their version of it, and the intrigue continues.
Wow.
Yeah.
So a Squid Gameverse.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. I'm all about that. That sounds amazing.
No kidding. And what a great director to take that on. Jeez. Yeah. That's kind of perfect, actually.
I think he's only producing, not directing, but he's good to have in any seat, I think, that guy. Nice. All right, awesome. And this is where? Netflix, you said?
It's on Netflix. Yeah, it's Netflix, The 8 Show. I watched it subbed, and it was just fine, but you heard that dub version, and if dub is your preference, it's not a bad dub.
Yeah. If you're like me, you can go back and forth. I kind of do that depending on my mood.
Yeah.
Even in the same show. Randy, let's swing it over to you. Tell me something a bit about what you got here for me to play.
So I'm even a little bit more close to a Recommental than Ibit was here.
Oh, really? Wow.
Not entirely, though. I'm gonna give you the reasons to not like this up front. It's a documentary about a person, and the person doesn't ever appear in the documentary, or at least they aren't willingly in the documentary. There's like footage of the person,
gotcha.
but the person refused to engage with the people making the documentary.
No interviews.
Yeah, that right there makes it hard to love this. But even harder to love this is the clip you're about to hear. There's babies crying. Sorry.
Oh, all right. Well, if that's
if you're triggered, if you start lactating as soon as you hear this, you'll know why.
My milk is in, so this could be bad, but we'll see. All right, let's play Randy's clip.
The average couple has 2.3 children in their lifetime. But the record that one couple have had is thought to be over 40. But what if I were to tell you that there is a man alive today who may have fathered over 1,000 children and is still going? What kind of man would do that?
Wow, that's a lot of babies.
Yeah, this is The Man with 1,000 Kids. It's on Netflix. It's getting a lot of views because of the title, because of that setup.
I thought this was about Nick Cannon, but okay, good. Yeah.
This is about a man named Jonathan Meyer, and this is a guy who set out to basically commit a global crime of fathering as many kids as possible. Because he doesn't actually participate in the documentary, what it should be called is The Parents of 1,000 Half Siblings. Because that's what it's about. It's this 2 hour long, I think it's 2.5 hour long and split in 3 parts, documentary where the parents who didn't know that they were getting the children from the same father all around the world were they're being interviewed. They're talking about what they experienced, and the hatred for this guy is kind of incredible because it's a thing you've never really seen before. You've never seen like a bunch of moms all ganging up to to take down one man. It's worth a watch, but it is again, it's missing the point. It's missing the guy. They have a bunch of YouTube videos of him, and he speaks into the camera a lot, and he's terrible. He's such a villain.
Oh, no, really?
They immediately, the first thing they do is answer the question, how did this happen? Right. And the answer is, he's really good looking to women. Like that's the answer.
Wow.
But the rest of it kind of plays out the story of how people in Amsterdam and Sydney and just all around the world all found each other and found out that they were parenting 1,000 half siblings.
Man, I mean, that's a lot of babies,
Yeah.
If you found that out, you would be like, oh, okay, I should stop sperming up the universe. And
I was going to say, do they limit in certain countries? Do they limit how many times you can go and donate so that this kind of thing doesn't happen?
They do now.
Yeah. Okay.
This all kind of took place between 2007, 2017, that sort of time frame.
All right.
That this guy was committing this crime where he was lying to all sorts of different agencies
Multiple
in all sorts
banks.
of different countries. And it's not just the banks. He was hooking up with people directly in person via websites that he and an accomplice created to trick them, into sort of working outside the system. And it's just vile. This is it's just, and it's kind of hard to explain how it's vile because everyone who's a victim of this guy is kind of happy. They wanted to be a parent. They've got a child. You know what I mean? So like they're experiencing something that you've just never really seen,
Wow.
Yeah, that's wild.
So now they need to keep track so these people don't, accidentally hook up. They need like a 23 and him kind of thing.
Right. Yes. And
23 and he.
and that's the over the breadth of this documentary. That's what you come to realize, that the real problem here is you want to keep those 1,000 children separated globally, but you also want to provide ways for them to get to know each other if they want to. And like people want to know their biological parents, even if the biological parent is a terrible person in some cases, right? And so it's just a big mess. It's the messiest thing. And I like I say, I don't recommend it as pure entertainment. But as documentaries go, it's a very well made documentary.
Okay. Well, I mean, I appreciate the distinctions because it seems like, well, whatever. You're speaking my language because I get very picky about what I will exalt as a documentary and what I won't anymore, because so much of it is either played for drama or played for, just even music is used in a way that's supposed to point me in a certain direction. I kind of hate that. So a good honest take on an okay thing to watch, everybody.
Right. And actually in the end, like I say, because the documentary should be called The Parents of 1,000 Half Siblings, it works because you're getting to know certain people who've been through the same thing in different parts of the world, and you're hearing from them. You're hearing their feelings and their experiences, and that makes a great documentary. Like it's the opposite of that thing we always complain about, where it's like, oh, they're just reenacting a thing with actors. I'm not really I'm not actually seeing and hearing the people. Right. And this is just talking to those people. They're all over the place, apparently. And they all have a really weird story to tell,
Well, there you go. Check it out now. Again, give us the name one more time.
The Man with 1,000 Kids.
The Man with 1,000 Kids on Netflix. Yep. It'll be up on quicktms.li.
Shitoutofsperm.com.
Yeah. I like that one a lot. That's a better title. All right, we are gonna now swing over to something that is old and I've seen before, but it was fun to revisit it. I'm a bit on a kick when it comes to this director and writer. all because of a movie he put out recently that I love so much that I just couldn't help it. So I went and watched this, and I'm going to recommend it. Here's your clip.
So how's that book coming, Miles? I think you were almost finished with it the last time we talked.
I finished it.
Good for you. Wow.
It's getting published. That's actually why we're up here celebrating.
Well, congratulations. That's fantastic.
Right?
Cheers.
Thanks.
Are you a writer too?
No, Maya, I'm an actor.
Really? What kind of stuff?
A lot of TV. You know, I used to be a regular on a couple of series. But lately it's been a lot of commercial work. Nationals mostly.
Anything I might know?
Perhaps. Do you recognize this? Now with a low 5.8% APR financing.
That's hilarious. You sound just like one of those guys.
And one of those guys.
You are not.
He is.
Says Hayden Thomas Church, or Thomas Hayden Church, rather.
I'm so glad that you watched this.
I'm glad I watched it too. It's been a while, and I love Nebraska. I absolutely love The Holdovers. The Holdovers is my favorite Alexander Payne film. I think it is so good, and it just got me on this mode of like wanting to just go back and watch old stuff.
But was it really all the talk about Gainey during?
Yeah, must have been.
No,
all the talk about Gainey.
It definitely was not.
Mighty Ducks.
Oh, come on!
It definitely was. It definitely was not. Although that'll come up anytime MC Gainey comes up. That's just the rule. But he's definitely in this. He has his very important moment, we'll call it. But you got Paul Giamatti, Thomas Hayden Church, Virginia Madsen, you heard in that clip, and Sandra Oh. I always forget that she's in this for some reason, and she's great in it, so there's no reason to forget it. So I don't know why I do that, but she's fantastic in it. Anyway, it is great. If you've not seen it ever, I recommend seeing it. If you've never seen it, or if you have seen it, it's time to watch it again. It's on Hulu, and I mean, it's really just two middle-aged men going on a wine trip. And if you don't like the pretentious side of wine people, and we know some wine people that are not pretentious,
like cork dorks.
Yeah, cork
absolutely.
dorks. Those guys are awesome. These guys definitely put their feet in the end of the pool that is the annoying side of winery business stuff. And it's done on purpose. That's the point of it. But it's some of that stuff is so cringe to me. And somehow Alexander Payne writes this stuff in such a way that the cringe is important. It matters, and it helps shape characters.
Relevant or important to the story. By the way, the movie is Sideways. I don't think we've said that yet. Icor pointed out that we haven't actually said, or he doesn't think we've actually said Sideways yet.
Oh, I thought I did. Didn't I? I must not have.
You might have, yeah.
Well, anyway, it's great. It's up on there. It's also 20 years old this year, so great time to revisit it. And it's crazy to think that Giamatti, this is the only other Giamatti thing besides The Holdovers that he's ever done with Alexander Payne. In my head, he just kept working with him.
Oh, wow, no kidding.
But
wow.
It's been 20 years since they did a film together, and they did one last year. So, and if you still haven't seen that, go see that. But between this, Nebraska and The Holdovers are just, I don't know what they are. I don't know why they're special. They just are.
Yeah, up until last year, this was Paul Giamatti's highest rated movie.
Yeah.
The Holdovers has finally overcome it.
Yeah.
Hard to believe the ratings on it. Like, I remember seeing it when it came out, and I had a friend who's a big wine snob who told me I had to go see it. And then I was like, okay, it's a good movie. And of course, my friend, the wine snob, called it the best movie of the year. And several reviewers, several critics also did. And I also kind of scratched my head for a while, and I had to like grow into this movie, like I had to watch it again 10 years later and realize, oh, this is like superior writing and direction and acting, right? And like sometimes when you don't like the characters, that doesn't mean it's not a good movie,
Yeah, they are at times very unlikable, these characters. Although I always like Thomas Hayden Church. I don't care what he does. I freaking love that guy.
Oh, really?
Oh, I love him. Love that guy. He's just great.
This movie, by the way, like boosted Pinot Noir production. Like basically, this movie did so much good, as much good for Pinot Noir as it did bad for Merlot. It basically killed the Merlot, not really killed it, but affected the Merlot industry, or Merlot production. But then like increased Pinot Noir's popularity by 170%.
Yeah. Yeah, it's real good. I mean, it was nominated for Best Picture that year, Best Performance by a Supporting Actor from Thomas Hayden Church, Best Actress Supporting Role for Virginia Madsen. They didn't win, but they were nominated. Also, Directing and Screenplay. He won for Screenplay. Well deserved, but it's great. It's just, I don't know, and it's primordial Alexander Payne. It feels like, it's like watching what's the Wes Anderson movie? Not Bottle Rocket, but the one at the school. My brain won't work right now.
Right. With are those your are they your Aura Scrubs?
Yeah. Bill Murray.
Rushmore.
That's it. This is Alexander Payne's Rushmore, in that it's just kind of, you see the primordial ooze that is this director and kind of where he's headed. And it just gets better from there. So anyway, I highly recommend it. And I think all his movies are on Hulu at the moment.
Oh, cool. It makes me want to watch The Descendants again. I remember how much I love that film. Yeah.
That's an interesting comparison, because The Descendants is a love letter to Hawaii and the characters are kind of meh. And the Sideways is a love letter to like the Ventura River wine country in California, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I wonder if I need to think about, is this what Alexander Payne does? Like, is there a major part of this that is just photographing, this beautiful part of the world and making you want to go there?
I also think he likes two different kinds of stories. He likes road trip and vacation stories, going somewhere else kind of stories, right? This is one of those. And then The Holdovers, and in some ways Nebraska, they are what is home stories. Like, what is it like being trapped, either literally kind of stranded, like in Holdovers, sort of stranded, but for all intents and purposes, they were stranded for the holidays. And then even Nebraska is about, dealing with what home is. Like, though he's got these two themes that he just knows how to farm that in a way that I just don't know. I feel like I don't see this from a lot of directors. So
yeah, when I watch the first 15 minutes of Sideways, I want to get in a car and drive to Ojai, California.
No, oh my gosh, now. Yeah.
Really pretty. Also, Election's good. I haven't seen that in a long time, but I may have to go back to that.
I forget that's his.
I think it's like one of his early, if not first, right? Something like that. Anyway, available now. Shitoutofluck.com, Hulu.com has it. I actually watched it through. So if you have, if you're dumb like me and you have a separate Disney Plus and Hulu account, which I do still because I've just been lazy.
I did until I merged them when I get the Hulu Plus deal or the Hulu full one deal.
If you're dumb like me and you keep them separate, the nice thing is when I go to Disney Plus, it knows about my Hulu login somehow.
Oh, that's good.
And it just works. Cool. So I just run. I don't have to leave the site and go back or whatever. So it's a nice advantage. Nice. Anyway,
boy, that caused problems for me, so I had to merge them, which was fine. I decided to merge use the same email address for all the streaming services I use with Apple TV Plus, and that way, when I log in, it's like, would you like to use this same login for your other Apple TV Plus accounts? Like, yes, please. Yeah. Please do.
Yeah, they like that. They like to put you in the garden, as it were.
They do, yes. And paint and plant all the flowers with the same email address, please.
That's right. Yeah. Well, anyway, check all this out at quicktms.li. They'll all be up there. Randy, is there anything you'd like to say before you take off today?
Just don't drink too much wine. Don't inseminate too many people. And please don't participate in Korean game shows. Please.
All right. This is all good advice and somehow parallel to the things we watched today. I'm very impressed. Nicely done. Bye now. All right. There goes Randy.
Good.
Hey.
Watch him as he goes.
Yeah, watch him as he goes, you guys. Keep your eye on that guy. We're going to be done here. Before we go, though, it is Wednesday, right? Yeah, my day's all different and weird. I'm going to lunch with Hootie. Hootie, you in the chat?
Right, yeah.
You still coming? You still going to meet me?
I see him.
All right. I'm looking forward to that. He like 2 years ago said, "Hey, I want to buy you lunch. When can you go?" And I said, "Oh, let's try next week." And then had to cancel or something happened. And then there was all this big period of time. He got sick one time. So all right, well, we'll wait till you're feeling better. And then some other thing. So now finally, we found a day. We found a time. It's happening.
Nice. Woo! Make sure you order soup so that you can get at least another lunch out of it.
Yeah, I'm going to go, just have the soup, I'll say.
It's not a meal, Jerry.
I'm not going to tell you that I just saw that episode, but I did see it like 4 days ago.
Of course you did.
Yeah. Like 4 days ago. It wasn't yesterday. Last night I saw the What was the one? Oh, shoot. It was the one where Jerry... Oh, it's kind of a gross one. It's where Jerry and George are over at the head of NBC's house, and he's puking, and his daughter's over, and she's 15, and Jerry and George are staring down her shirt.
Oh, really? I don't remember this one at
all.
all.
Oh, it's creepy.
Yeah.
It
sounds like it.
Yeah, I didn't like it. They treated it weird. I didn't like it. Anyway, it's about the only thing in the entirety of that series that I kind of makes me cringe. All right, that's it. We're out of here. Brian, let's play a song. Get the F out. What do we got?
I've got a song to play for you. This one's going out to Patricia. Says, hey, Brian, I would like to request a song for my husband, Jeff, who's been the most supportive, amazing, and just the best ever. We met in person 18 years ago on July 10th on a dating website. And after just talking on AOL, we met in person on July 15th, and sparks flew. Online dating tip, by the way, typing back and forth for days gives you a knowledge of how punny and well-written they are. That's a plus for me.
Wow. All right.
It's a very important point. We are now married 17 years strong, and he's my everything, and I want to request a cover song from his favorite band, Bad Religion. I admit I never knew punk or anything before him, but after attending live these bands at the House of Blues and first moshing, I'm hooked now. It's reciprocated with him being introduced to Rammstein and other international bands from me. It's a match made in musical heaven. If you can't play it on Wednesday, well, I'm playing it on Wednesday. His favorite segment on TMS is Recommentals, and it'll be great to hear it after as a surprise. Thank you, signed Patricia. Surprise, Jeff. You just heard Recommentals, and now you're hearing a request going out to you from your lovely wife, Patricia.
Nice.
Congratulations, you two. How about a cover by Bad Religion? We haven't played this one on the show now, and it's a great one. This one comes from a tribute to Bob Dylan called Chimes of Freedom. Came out in 2012. It's a great cover of It's All Over Now, Baby Blue. Here's Bad Religion.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Yes. Get more at frogpants.com.
She was crazed.
Yeah. She was crazed,